This is really interesting. So they found that when you go on a first date, if you're doing an activity that elevates your heart rate, so I don't know, like riding motorcycles, something that elevates your heart rate, people mistake that for being in love because your heart is beating so fast. They've done studies about it. So they've done studies on a shaky bridge.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Welcome back to No For Real podcast.
Welcome back. We have a guest. We have Pamela in the house.
Yes.
The owner and CEO.
CEO. CFO.
Habibi Bazaar.
Yes.
Go.
Tell us a little bit about Habibi Bazaar. And welcome yourself, actually. You can say whatever you want to say.
Yes. So my name's Pamela. I am a rug tufter or rug maker. This is Habibi Bazaar.
An amazing rug maker.
Period.
Honestly.
Period.
Talented, professional, amazing, unique.
It really
My heart. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're in my studio right now, my art studio, where I have rug tufting workshops. People come in, make their own rugs.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm a rug maker.
It's so nice,
Neuroscientist.
She invited me once to create a rug, and it was one of the nicest experiences, honestly, that I have done. And it was like, I think back in January when I came, and it was so much fun to start the year with. And I literally thought it was impossible for me to do something like that. I was like, relax.
Yes.
What do you think am I doing here? And then it took some time, but then I finished it and I was like, oh my God, so nice and therapeutic. It was a full room, but I was in myself,
In
in
the
my
zone.
own zone.
In the
you know?
zone. That's
It's
art.
just- yeah, exactly.
That's
this
art.
is how I was like, okay, this is a vibe, because no matter how busy it is, I was having so much fun and enjoy, like as if I'm alone, you know?
Yeah.
And I told Simsim about the
Yeah.
experience. I was like, this is really nice. You
I
would
know.
enjoy it.
Everyone comes in and says, oh, I'm not usually an artist, or
Yeah.
I'm not an artist. Like, I don't know how to do things. And I was a psychology background, by the way, neuroscience also.
Yes.
And so when people tell me that, I'm like, that is a fixed mindset. Anybody can literally be an artist, literally anybody.
If they try, yeah.
Yeah, it's
True.
not left brain, right brain. All of that is false, by the way. There's
Yeah.
no research that backs
I'm so
it up.
glad we're talking about this because
Yeah.
literally there's a little bit of creativity in every person, and it just takes you some time to put yourself out there and
Practice.
experience. Yeah, and
It's all about
different
practice.
things.
Yeah.
Did you use the information that you have from your science background to convince yourself to open this business and actually take the risk?
Yes, so it's so funny.
Okay.
I was on the track to get my PhD in neuroscience. I had gotten accepted to literally probably the top 5 best university in the entire world for neuroscience in London.
Wow.
Ready to move. I had my professors, my mentors that backed me up. They always supported me. I was so heavily into psychology and neuroscience and research. And when I started Habibi Bazaar, I started getting so many DMs from my professors. We follow each other on Instagram.
Okay. What year did you start?
It's rug tufting 2019, 2020, during COVID.
Okay, during COVID.
During COVID.
I see.
Yeah, but
It's that timing when a lot of people tried to
stuff.
did stuff that they really wanted to do, or switch to something that is a little bit outside their box,
Exactly.
you know?
It's definitely
I
outside
think I
the
love that,
box.
honestly. I
Yeah.
love it. Okay.
Yeah. But basically,
So what happened when you first started?
Started-
People paid attention, of course.
they were shocked, honestly. My professors, they were all so proud of me. My parents, I had lost my job at a really good hospital.
Yeah.
Very like well-paying job, insurance, security. You know, parents are proud.
Guaranteed
ready,
paycheck.
Yes, ready for me to go start my PhD whenever I was ready. And then I lost my job because of funding. Everyone
Yeah.
was funding COVID research, and
Yes.
I was in neuroscience. So I lost my job. And
Which
I
is very important, to be honest with you. What?
Neuroscience, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it's literally
It led her
was-
to that point.
It
so
was a sign.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a sign from the universe.
True,
I was
exactly.
like, I physically could not handle it anymore. Plus, I was living in Utah,
Yeah.
Salt Lake City. Very,
Oh God.
yeah, and I had just come from Lebanon. So imagine going from
Straight
Beirut
up
to Salt Lake City, Utah. It was like depresso mode for me over there. It was
And
so
aren't
bad.
they very, very conservative over
Yeah.
No,
there?
and she came all the way
Very
from
conservative.
Lebanon,
So for
where
an
there is something
artist-
going on every night. There's something like an
Yes,
event.
literally, that's what I'm
Going to the
saying.
coffee
Yeah,
shop,
like
like it's just a chill thing, you know.
Yeah.
Going to a bar, going to the views, exactly the lifestyle.
It was so different. So when I had worked that job,
Yeah.
I was embedded in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
You know, my coworkers, whatever. It was terrible. I didn't like the work-life balance, especially like having to be there at 8, but if you're like 5 minutes late because maybe you missed a red light or you stopped at a
exit.
red light or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's like they reprimand you for it, and I don't understand. This is not life.
That is what too much.
I agree.
Yeah, that's
I
why
agree.
I don't like really. I'm happy I work for myself now.
Yeah.
But
That's
but
great.
And I
was-
feel like
needed
every
that
sweat
break.
that you have at work is like, yeah, it's for me. It's my sweat. It's for me. And you feel appreciated. You create your own environment. You
Yeah.
create your own schedule. Yes, it is harder at the beginning because you don't know an exact paycheck, but it's definitely worth it when you are trying to make your own schedule and actually feel appreciated in what you do.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people do
Fulfilled.
amazing jobs and they pay so much money and time and energy to get those jobs, but then they're not appreciated in their jobs, and it makes you hate the environment if you're not appreciated.
That's how
to
I
be
felt.
honest, no matter how you love it, if
Yeah.
you are not appreciated, no, it's not a good place to stay.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. That's why now I've started hiring more people,
Yeah.
and I try my best to be literally the opposite of a manager
Yeah.
that I would have hated having. Like even with my employees, sometimes like, hey, if you feel like coming in, I really need you to come in. But if you feel like it, but if you don't want to, but it'd be not. And they're just like, bitch, just tell me to come in.
Exactly. Tell me
If you need me, just let me know.
I'm like, I'm scared of telling you what to do. Yeah, so I try my best to not be that way, but it is so fulfilling not to answer to anyone, especially coming from Lebanon. Like, we would start our day sometimes at 9, sometimes at 7, sometimes at 10.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you go to work, you take like
It's
a
like an island life. If
Yeah.
you think about it, most of the Middle East is like an island life where people start
slow, but
slower.
fast.
Exactly.
It's
It's not
weird.
a fast pace. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you move here?
I was born in Lebanon. I moved here when I was maybe 6. I moved to San Diego first.
Okay.
And then every summer, my mom would make us go back because she did not want us to forget anything. She
Yeah.
wanted us to stay on top of our Arabic, our culture. And then finally, when I graduated college, I decided, no, khalas, I'm going to go straight to Lebanon.
Yeah.
For this summer, ended up not taking my trip, taking my ticket back to the U.S. and just missed my
one
flight
way.
and stayed in Lebanon.
Okay.
That is so cool.
Yes, for literally years, and I got to see the side of Lebanon that you don't see when
I'm
you're
honestly happy
vacationing.
for you.
I miss
feel like
it.
it's you have to experience the Middle East if
Yeah.
you have any
Yeah.
relationship to Middle East, because
Yeah.
you have to understand that culture. It's so rich, and you do not experience it unless you really be there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sure.
That's my biggest advice to everyone.
Yeah.
If you haven't moved back to your country, then you need to try to, for at least like, if not a year, then 3 months,
Yeah.
6 months, if you have the means to do so, like family to stay with, friends. You saved up enough money. Everyone's situation is different,
True.
of course. I literally went with maybe like $2,000
Yeah.
in my bank account.
But again, it's
no
Lebanon.
job. Nothing. And I
do
was
what you
like,
gotta
fuck
do.
it, I'm gonna
Yeah.
stay here.
I'm in my hometown. I'll make money.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll
That's-
figure it out.
That comfort is a real thing. Once you're back home, I don't know what makes you feel like you have a backbone. Like
So
everybody's
safe.
about to support you, and no matter even if you have a dollar in your pocket, that's
Yeah.
fine. Because in our culture too, people are supportive. If they see, especially if your family, if they see that you need help, they will support you in the
Yeah.
best way
And you
possible.
definitely don't
So
need the
true.
same amount of money that you need here. You
No,
know, like
don't.
your bills are different.
the
your
best thing about
lifestyle
it.
is different. Your expenses are completely different in the Middle
Yeah.
East.
Yeah.
It
You
is so
still have
true.
expenses, but it's different.
Yeah, I think I was making maybe it's so bad. I was making maybe $1,800. I had gotten a job
You
there.
were rich.
I know.
To
yeah,
them?
I.
You,
1800
you're balling.
Literally, I was like,
great.
what?
You are balling.
I was like, okay, this. I'm like, this isn't enough. This can't be enough. And then
It was enough.
Yeah, my friends at the time were like, you're like 10%, you're like top 10% of people in Lebanon right now. And I was so shocked. I still got a job at a bar though.
Yeah.
That paid literally nothing. So when you go to the Middle East and you go to bars, tip them well, because they literally do not get paid much.
Oh my god.
This makes me feel so bad.
Yeah, so I started working at the bar for fun.
Because I never pay tips.
I know,
I'm
and
like,
that's
but
and
I
it's not
guess-
expected.
Yes.
But I having worked it,
Now you know.
yeah, and I didn't need the tips.
Yeah.
So but everyone else, like all my friends that I met at the bar that worked with me there, they definitely, I feel like they would have appreciated it.
Yes, of course.
For sure. But I got the job at the bar after studying neuroscience, right? I got a job at a bar, and it was literally the best experience I ever had. I got to meet so many people. I didn't need it, but I just wanted to be like in the mix in Beirut. Like,
Yeah.
it was
You
right
wanted
on-
to see the nightlife. You wanted to see the people.
Yeah.
You really wanted to make like some nightlife.
So much fun. It feels like it was another life ago. I miss it so much.
How long
Like,
was that ago?
I moved there 2015, 2016, and I didn't come back till 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
so you
good
stayed,
timing, but
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't you come back during COVID?
I
Like you should have
know.
waited till 2021, probably.
Yeah.
You probably
Well,
never,
it was
never
before
came back
COVID.
after that.
I think it was a year before COVID.
be honest. Yeah.
Oh my God.
2018 was a year.
Yeah.
2018, America was good.
Yeah.
But
and
see, that's
before the
where-
explosion,
Yeah.
also,
Yeah,
I literally
true.
lived right on the port. Like,
Yeah, I was about to ask, because that's
yeah. I feel like I always miss like the most
That's
traumatic.
good. Thank God.
experiences.
You
That
missed
is
it,
good.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I still don't have my answer though.
Oh, sorry.
I'm still thinking.
Oh God.
What did you learn from your previous like science background that made you think, okay, jump into this, you can do it. This is only your brain is stopping you from this. You know, your thoughts are stopping you.
Probably the fixed mindset and not having that confidence
Okay.
instilled.
Okay.
I feel I don't know if you guys have anxiety.
I do sometimes.
You have
yeah.
anxiety?
Sometimes I shake.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I'm like, relax. What
Yeah.
are you doing? Like I literally have to
Yeah.
speak to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have really bad anxiety. I was literally just talking to my cousin about this morning.
Okay.
And I thought having anxiety was so normal. I sometimes I look at my boyfriend or my partner and I'm just like, "Hey, do you ever wake up like with so much anxiety, like you
Yeah.
want to throw up?" And he just looked at me like, "No, that is not normal." I'm like, "It's not." I literally thought
to
everyone.
some people it is, and
Yeah.
some other people it's
Yeah.
not. Maybe not at the same level, but I feel like
Yeah.
every person has it.
Yeah.
Anxiety at
Yeah.
I
different
think it's
levels.
different, honestly.
Yeah.
I think everybody. No way.
Yeah.
We
no,
all
I think every
experience it.
human
Yeah.
being has it, but it shows differently
with everyone. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, but that's basically
And if
what
you
I
do
learned.
not have anxiety, what do you do?
I know, like I bet you live such a happy
Yeah.
life.
Do you not care about life?
Must be nice.
I know, must be nice
Must
for
be
real.
really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but basically that's why I felt comfortable. I took the science
Yeah.
part, like having that confidence, like working on my anxiety. When, like you said, when you're rug tufting, you have your headphones in, you just make stuff that sits with you and is an embodiment of you. Basically, like I was making a lot of like watermelon rugs, figs, like. Oriental rugs with the Arabic flower from the from the coffee cups on it. So I just felt like it built my confidence up in what I knew I wanted. It helped with the anxiety. It helped with my fixed mindset. Like, no, I can do this. Who
Yeah.
said I can't?
Yeah.
Like who told me I couldn't do this?
No
I can do
rules.
anything,
Exactly.
really. Yeah. So I
This
hope
is
that
so
answered.
Cute. Yes,
That
it
is
does.
really cute.
I'm very touched.
Oh, don't cry.
Okay, relax.
That is really cute. Recently I've been like searching about like master degrees and stuff like that, and I came across something called art therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yes.
gonna ask you about that if you know it or not. So you
Yes.
do. Do you kind of use this space as an art therapy session for you?
Yeah.
And do you do the same thing for people, or have you thought of incorporating that into your studio?
That is such a great question, because I have looked up maybe art therapists in Houston that I could maybe collaborate with.
Yeah.
But obviously I don't have my master's or my doctorate, so I can't be the one to implement art therapy. But I guess in like a roundabout way, it is art therapy. I do implement it with a lot of people. Like I said, I get so many people that come in, oh, I can't do this, or I suck at this, or I'm not an artist. And I just tell them, like, I point to that sign that says believe. I'm like, believe in yourself. You can do it. Or if they like and they did, let's say they clearly messed up a little, and I'm just like, you did so good. Like you did a great job. You just pull it out and try again. And everyone laughs at me when I do that. All the customers are like, stop, you're just fucking with me. And I'm like, no, we're being positive here.
Yeah.
Like, you're creating something, this is gonna be yours. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be yours. You made it. So that's how I implement it.
And honestly, she is so patient too, because she does teach
Only
a
here.
little bit. Only here, but it shows. I mean, you gotta have patience to use it somewhere. So you're using it here, but like, I really figured out that you are patient through, like, I'm sure you do education 5 minutes or 10 minutes every single class.
Yes.
And you were very, like, you're not rushing it, you know, you were very thorough, trying with everybody. And I was like, wow, if it was me, I would have quit. But, you know, that's patience. It's not easy to teach people the same thing over and over and over again. And it's a physical thing. So, like, you're seeing it. Like, sometimes you just want to correct it, you know? It's like,
I do have my off days, to be fair. So anyone watching this, and
if
you
were
caught
here
me
on her off day, it's okay. You can leave a comment. She'll take
no.
it.
Try again later. Next time.
Sorry, because I always have to also remind people I'm human too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
This is a business. Yes, it is a business. But first and foremost, I am an artist. So sometimes like if I get people that come in like disrespectful of the space, like with my machines, or like show up late, or like too late. Not I understand being late. Like that's perfectly fine. But there's sometimes like I do have reactions, and I'm only human. Like you like respect me, I respect you.
Definitely.
And let's create some art together. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Let's create some fucking art together.
Exactly. We're 20 minutes in. You can do whatever you want.
Yes. Yeah. So, but that's why I always have to remind people, like, I am a business owner, but I'm also an artist.
That's every business. Like, if you're going to walk into some places, sometimes it's the same, like, person that is serving you. They have a big smile. They're very welcoming. And sometimes they're just not in the mood, especially, like, places that you go all the time. Like, for me, it's like the coffee place where I buy my coffee. It's like... Sometimes it's the same person, super happy, excited to see me, and sometimes like, bro, just pay and leave, you know? And I get it, and I totally get it. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah, it's just those days. Yeah, that's why I'm super gracious. I feel like when people are having days like that, I'm like, oh, okay.
We'll
I'm here.
We'll come back again tomorrow. You know, it's fine.
We'll try again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the hardest thing that you encountered basically when you moved from Lebanon to here, like culture-wise?
The first time when I was a kid, or the second time as an adult?
Do you have two different ones?
Yeah, I would say the first time was you know, being made fun of a lot, because you know,
because of what?
We learned Arabic, French, and English, but I still had a little bit of an accent. I was still kind of transitioning. I don't have an accent now, but being made fun of, like having a unibrow, you know, it was a little hard to fit in. I did make friends though, you know, with a lot of POC actually.
And you grew up in Nevada?
I grew up in San Diego.
San Diego. Oh, that's right. You said that.
Yeah, I grew up in San Diego, but that from what I remember, that was difficult.
I thought San Diego was a little bit diverse.
It is diverse.
Yeah.
It is very diverse.
Okay.
That's why, like, the friends I did make were like Latinos, Asian, Black. Like,
and you would understand the Spanish because you know a little bit of French, so you picked up probably, right?
Yeah. Those are definitely my people in San Diego for sure. But the second time going to Salt Lake City, whole nother story. If I had friends there already, and my friend group was very diverse there, to be fair. Very, very diverse. But I think when I came, I had a certain mentality that was different than the friends I made.
Of course. That's what happens when you leave the environment that you're in.
Yeah, I felt like, because all of my girlfriends in Lebanon, whatever they say about Arab girls or, you know, Middle Eastern girls that were competitive with each other, I think that at the end of the day, we're there to support each other. And I never felt really in competition with any of my friends in Lebanon. Like, they were all beautiful goddesses to me. I loved them all, supported them constantly. But then making friends in Salt Lake City when I had come back from Lebanon, I noticed there was like some kind of competition, you know, some kind of like it was weird. And I'm not competing with anyone. So it was a little difficult to make friends. Also different mentality, like the way I carry myself and stuff like that. Yeah, it was pretty difficult. Like, as soon as I started my art career, I didn't feel like the same support from those friends. I felt like because they had put me in a box, like
they can't take you out from that box, probably.
Yes.
They're not accepting you to go somewhere else.
But they were artists also. The friends I had, they were also artists. But because, you know, I was like science and all these things, I think when I started my art career, like I felt like no one was really happy for me. The people that should have been happy for me, they were not.
Yeah, and I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I didn't feel any support. I got an art scholarship there, and I made a lot. I sold a lot of my items. I was able to sell so much to get us even moved here to Houston, even with no job, nothing. Literally just selling rugs, which is so crazy. I was able to move us here to Houston, and then the support I had there, though, was so lacking when I left. But now when I go back, everyone's like, oh, my God, we're so proud of you. And you're doing all this. And like,
do you think because you are far away, or do you think because you succeeded in what they thought you were never going to succeed? Or
maybe it's both. I honestly I don't dwell. I don't dwell on these things, like wonder what they're thinking or anything. But I did find it weird, though, to not have that support. That was like one of the things. Like if it was in Lebanon, my friends would have been there, like showing up, so excited, like supporting. You know what I mean? It would have been a different feeling that I would have gotten from my friends. So that was probably like the hardest thing.
Sorry to cut you off. But like that's the thing about being back home in the Middle East. We show up for each other in so many different ways. And we do the most. We go beyond what we should do. And when you come here, people really don't do that. And you cannot blame them, because that's just the culture, how people are raised. Exactly. Like very bubble-like, only you, yourself, and that's it.
And I'll do me. Like
exactly.
There is no
support. I don't pay the
as
bill
long,
anymore.
As long as you're succeeding far away from me, and I truly believe that was the reason, I'm fine with it. But if you come to my circle, then it's like not good. And it's really important to know that if there is a dollar that is meant for you, there is a dollar that is meant for you as well, and for me and for everybody. We're not fighting over $1. There are so much dollars out there. Get yours and let me get mine, and we will be good. You know, like
that's exactly my mentality. Every time I saw an opportunity that wasn't meant for me, but I could see someone I knew that would fit in that role so well. I would be like, you need to talk to my friend that would kill at this job, you know?
As you should. That's great. That's good
for
you.
Nobody does that for me, though.
It will come your way.
If you trust me, it will. It's just better. Just do things and don't expect it. But I swear to God, one day
it turns around.
It turns around in things that you probably don't notice it, but it definitely turns around.
Exactly.
It's just in a different way.
I
don't think any good do will go unnoticed.
We have something in Arabic. We say "Dunya dawara." The earth will turn around, and it will give you whether it's good or bad. So it will.
But you're totally right. It's very individualistic. Like no one. It's not like a. That's why I was saying like I stopped paying the bill. You know, because then no one's fighting over it, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, I guess I'll pay it.
That was one of the most things that I had to adjust to coming here, because I would see people taking advantage of me, like proposing something, and it happens 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, and then the 10th time, I'm like, girl, you gotta get it together. and really stop paying the
Oh my
bill.
God.
This is
Yeah,
not
I'm very
even-
American with the bills
literally
now. Very, very.
like my Arab
Yeah.
friends. I get
Arab
it.
friends, we
That's,
do it.
Yeah, we understand each other. And even some of my non-Arab friends, they pick up on my habits and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's really cute. But overall, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
will.
That's how it was when I was dating, when I first came back to, like, very on my toes too, very, very nervous and like I just, on my toes basically,
Yeah.
like guard up everything. Yeah.
Wow. And I don't know, like I've never basically lived an adult life in the Middle East. Like every time I go, it's a vacation. So I don't know if I would live there and come back and then see Houston in a different way.
You would 100%.
Like as an adult,
Yeah.
living for a year plus or 6 months plus, like a long period of time where I'm making friends, like actually jumping into the environment of how they live, because I still don't know.
But from the times that you go and you just visit for a week or two,
It's completely different.
yes,
if you're
but you
visiting.
still see a little bit of difference. I'm sure if you go
Oh,
there
yeah.
for like a couple
Do you get
months.
depressed when you go and come back? Like sad to be here?
Actually,
just
no,
me?
it's the opposite for me because
Sarai is obsessed.
I go to Iraq,
Yes,
it's
Houston.
different. I do feel depressed when I'm there for a long time because I'm used to my jobs and being busy here. I feel like there I'm not doing anything. So I'm like, what am I doing? Again, I'm not used to it. I'm not going there to live. I'm going there to vacation for like a month, not a month actually, a week or two. But also I feel like it's my environment, is the people that I know. It's not just Iraq and the country itself.
Yeah.
It's people do play a huge part in your
Definitely, yeah.
vacations because they do things,
Huge.
Yeah.
When I moved to Lebanon, I was so scared because the only friends I really had were the friends I grew up with, born with, my friends my mom knew when we would go on vacation that she grew up with. So I didn't really have my own friends. I had my cousins, you know. So when I moved there, it was insane, like the amount of people that are right for you that you'll just attract, like the friends. I still, to this day, haven't seen a lot of my friends. They all left Lebanon also because of the situation there. To this day, we still stay in touch. We still talk. If it's not every day, then it's okay. Even if we go months without talking,
Exactly.
it's as if nothing changed. Like those were maybe the realest friends I've ever made were my friends in Lebanon. And they find you out of nowhere. Like you find people's similarities. Like when you want to go hiking, you meet some people that you enjoy being around, or working at the bar, or
I feel like it's a lot easier there to make
friends.
I totally
I
agree
love it.
because my realist friends that I still have connection with and that I sometimes even talk to like once a year or twice a year, they're from the Middle East.
Yeah.
Or they live in the Middle East, like they spent a period of their time in the Middle East. I don't know why, but we do really appreciate human beings a little bit more.
I feel like any place outside of the U.S., to be honest.
Okay.
It's much
True.
easier to socialize. Once you get here, you're just like scared and you're back in the
shell.
bubble.
Yeah.
It's everywhere outside of the U.S. You become a complete different person. You become a little bit more, outgoing, social, and you start getting to know people. But here, people are.
I try to though. Like sometimes when I leave my house, I'm like, even if I'm not in a mood to talk to people, I try to be friendly. Like even if I'm pushing it.
But then do people want to talk to you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Because I feel like after COVID, when you
It's mostly
pass
men,
by
so we
each-
know what's up.
then that's not socializing, baby
That's a
girl.
little bit of socializing.
It's socializing. I mean, kind
mostly
of.
men,
But
but
it's
it's okay.
socializing a little. Yeah.
Honestly, it's okay.
Yeah.
I take it with like a grain of
from
salt.
your
I'm
from
like, it's
your
okay.
end,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah. But from the men's end, it's not.
It's their problem.
socializing. You're doing it. You're
I'm
doing.
just a nice person.
You're practicing your
talking.
socializing.
Exact- I swear to God, this is how I think about it. I'm just
That's
practicing.
it.
Yeah, I'm just practicing socializing. My people pleasing
Yes,
skills.
exactly.
Yeah.
See how far the conversation goes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Have you traveled somewhere else other than Lebanon and kind of felt the same way as you did in Lebanon? You felt like it's a bit home. You've found that you act the same way that you used to in Lebanon?
No.
No.
There's only one. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, I feel you.
I've been to a lot of countries with similarities, like Greece and stuff, and I don't think I ever wanted to live in Greece. Love Greece, but there's nothing quite like home. I would probably live in Cyprus. I feel like with the situation in Lebanon, maybe I would. That's like the
I
next
know
best
some
thing is
influencers
Cyprus.
who moved from Lebanon to Cyprus. And it looks pretty, honestly.
Yeah, I just want that like soft, like Mediterranean life where you're like picking figs and peach off the tree.
That's the vibe. That's the American dream right now.
Yes, like walking barefoot on like the sand. You have like the view of the sea from your balcony. You smoke cigarettes with your friends like late at night.
Yes.
The smell of the salty. I was like, oh God, I want that life
Who
so
doesn't?
bad again, but without all the bullshit that comes with like politicians, government, like economy,
and healthcare. You
Yeah.
know,
And
like you really have so much here.
As bad as the situation there politically and everything, the life is still much better than here. You would be surprised because the U.S. should really be doing much better since we have a lot more resources. But it's
I
a
feel
shit
like
show
we are
there, but it's
privileged
better.
that we can leave and come back to the U.S. whenever we want to. A lot of people are not this privileged. They live their entire life in the Middle East or like in a third world country, and they can't really escape it, even though it's beautiful, but they do not get to see the outside and get resources to better their life. But we come here, better our life, but we still look back because there are things that are irreplaceable. Like no matter what you do.
Yeah. What is that joke? I saw it on TikTok actually, where it's said my parents brought me here for a better life, and I'm just working to make money to go back to.
I've seen the exact same one. We have the same algorithm.
Yeah, we do. I was just like, that's so true.
I definitely like that post.
Yeah,
go find it.
grass is greener on the other side for sure. Because when I had moved back or made the decision to stay there and not get on that flight to come back here, my parents lost their mind.
I would too.
Yeah, they lost.
I'm sure you lost your mind too for a day or two to take that decision. You're like,
not really.
Let me just go crazy.
It was so natural. It was so natural to me. It was literally like the day came and went, and I was just at the beach, like drinking hara with my friends, and I'm like, I don't care.
I would go insane for a day.
Yeah, no, I was perfect because you can, like you said, the privilege, like I can always buy a plane ticket and come back whenever I'm ready. I felt like that just wasn't, when you feel like this journey shouldn't end yet and you have to see things through even more. That's how I felt. I felt like I was on my guts. I was going on a quest. It's so funny you said guts because that was one of the words I had no idea what it meant when I moved to the States as a kid. And my cousin once, we were arguing and she looked at me and she's like, I hate your guts. And I looked at her and I was like, what are guts? So it's funny. Every time I hear the word guts, it
reminds you of that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yes.
But yeah, anyways.
But because like even in the Middle East, like we do say that trust your guts, but in a different way.
Yeah. But yeah.
I have a question, but like,
oh no.
I don't know. Like, did you feel like it's okay to miss my flat and just stay there? Like, how did you come up with that thought?
I was in a relationship, actually.
Okay.
I met
there.
someone. Yeah.
Okay.
I met someone there.
That's reasonable. That's something to stay for.
Yeah.
Okay.
I met someone there.
Okay. Okay, then I would do it too.
Yeah. And
I'm just trying to find an excuse because I would never do this thing. I'm like,
I just wasn't ready.
Ballsy?
Yeah, I wasn't ready. I met someone there.
Okay.
Literally worst relationship ever.
It always ends up like that.
Yes, literally worst relationship ever. If I could go back in time, which we don't do that, we don't make regrets or we don't regret
you just
anything.
learn from your lessons.
Exactly. But if I would go back in time, I would have stayed there, but been single
Yeah.
to explore, not like relationships, but to explore my country, myself, without having someone next to me that was so toxic
Gotcha.
that I could like use this more as a spiritual journey than being glued to someone, basically, you know?
Hopefully next time.
But that was probably
Next time with somebody that is good, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
to enjoy actually Lebanon with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I did enjoy it though, to be fair.
Yeah.
He did show me everything.
that's
Nice.
what I was about to
It's
say.
just the
It's a
toxic energy.
comfort.
Yeah.
You know, it's a comfort point in a place that even if it is your home, you're still by yourself. So it's probably somebody that you wanted to call family.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Now you're in a much better place. And
Do you
doesn't
think
matter.
men back home are harder to date?
Oh God.
Yes.
Is this our viral reel? Is this gonna be the viral clip?
It could be.
No comment. I'm just kidding.
We know the answer.
I truly think yes, in my opinion.
I will never like. I don't like when people shit on Middle Eastern men unless
No.
it's.
I'm not shitting on them. They're just harder. Like you need
Yes.
to work out
Yes.
the relationship. It doesn't just carry itself.
Yes, I will say though, like Lebanese guys, that's all I can speak for.
Yeah.
But Lebanese guys, they are very romantic and like over the top and very not jealous. Well, yeah, jealous. Like if you tell them I'm breaking up with you, they'll literally like stand outside of your apartment building with like screaming your names, and your parents can hear.
They want to know
inside.
everybody that
And they're like,
you-
come
Yeah.
back to me, like, or they like follow. This toxic. This sounds really toxic.
is so
actually,
true.
It sounds toxic to the people, but as Arab girls, I
It's
feel
normal.
like it's normal kind of
Yeah.
to us, and
Like-
it shouldn't be really.
Yeah.
But that's how they love. That's how they show their care
Yeah.
and their love.
If they
Like,
don't do that,
follow
there's something
you.
wrong.
Yeah, like
If they don't do that, do they really like you?
exactly.
That's
yeah.
what I was about to say. Because calling your name and stuff, deep down, I think that is very cute.
It's like romantic, right?
I don't want to say it out here, and y'all think I'm toxic. I'm not.
Yeah.
But it's cute, you know.
It is cute.
Just a
And
little
Like it
bit.
shows me that you have some balls. Like
Yeah.
True, true.
you're a man.
Yeah.
To a certain point.
and
but-
not saying all of them are like that. I feel like most. I
Yeah.
feel like they use their words a lot. Also, most. Again, I'm not going to generalize,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like most, let's say Lebanese men, could be all Arab men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they use their words a lot. It's a lot of like poetry, I guess, which is you guys know this. It's a lot
No,
of
actually, I
poetry.
don't. I've never dated a Lebanese person before,
Oh.
and now
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, they're
Yeah.
romantic.
Okay. Oh, so maybe
okay,
it is.
I'm
It is
interested.
But
Lebanese
Iraqi
guys.
guys are the same. In
Yes,
general,
true.
what
They
you're
use-
describing
they
is
use their
mostly an
words.
Arab guy, and they're
Yes.
very poetic,
Yes.
and they know how to,
They show
bring
love.
you in their way, in a very smooth way.
They're
Yes,
very
that's-
smooth talkers
Yeah.
for
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Like the
That's dangerous.
confidence. Yeah, the confidence.
I love it though. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it all. I love the bad
Until
and the good.
until you don't.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that coin, though, to be fair, you know, the lying, the like cheating on wives,
Yeah.
girlfriends, the toxic masculinity sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, there's
And of course, that's because of the culture. I can't blame the man.
yeah,
Technically.
yeah,
but-
true.
Because it's been fed some way. It's not like clearly through culture. Like culture plays a huge part. Media plays a
Definitely.
huge part. Songs, movies, TV shows, it all plays
Plays
a
a big
huge
part.
part.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean you gotta like
Yeah.
you know how they say like it's better to cry in a Rolls Royce than cry in a Honda or
So
whatever.
true.
I feel like I'd rather just not cry at
Yeah.
all. Like
So
a
true.
healthy relationship.
literally
period,
I don't care if I'm in a Honda or a Rolls, like just don't make me cry. Don't make me
True.
sad. Don't like fuck me up emotionally. Don't ruin my life.
Because
like,
it's already
don't-
hard to live and actually push yourself out of
Mm-hmm.
your limit and succeed your dreams and do things. It's already hard. Don't like say, oh, life is easy, la la la. No, it's already hard. So you don't
Yeah.
want somebody to make it a little bit harder for you. You want people
Exactly.
that actually make it easier. Otherwise, they're not worth your time or energy
Exactly.
or anything.
But
Yeah.
do you, since you are the most recent one that had lived in an Arab country, do you think that people there, the younger people, are changing their perspective about relationships.
Definitely.
Because before then, the guy would like be in a relationship with a girl, but he knows damn well that he's not going to get married to her, and he's going to marry his cousin or his little his neighbor,
third cousin,
literally that his mom chooses for him or
Yeah.
whatever. Do you think they have changed in that sense, or do you think that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done?
There's always work to be done, to be honest. There's always work to be done. Like with the toxic masculinity and stuff, my generation, like let's say millennial, it also depended on the region, honestly, and what life experience that guy had. Because there were a lot of men I met in Beirut, grown ass men that were not toxic. They were very like, loved everyone, communicated well, were very emotionally intelligent. But then there were like other guys like that were just not that, but they were the same age. So I guess it all depends. But there's definitely always work to be done. I feel like especially there, with how others are treated based off their like color, sex, sexuality, sexual orientation. There's definitely a lot of work that could be done, because the Beirut I know is not. It's not the Beirut that everyone else knows. Like the Beirut I know, I went to like drag shows.
Very liberal.
Yes, that's the Beirut I know.
And this
Everyone's
is the Beirut
tattooed.
that I think about too. Is like very liberal, very open-minded. So if I go and it's not like that, I'll probably be a little bit shocked, because this is what I have in my head.
And that's what has been promoted on media, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry.
that's right.
It's fine.
The like liberal side of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be surprised. Beirut isn't totally liberal too. Like I definitely did conform a little as far as like what I wore.
Yeah.
The first few weeks I'm like, fuck that, I'm gonna wear whatever I want, like it's my body. And then after a while you just get so tired of like the looks and so you just like, okay, I'm just gonna cover up a little bit. Yeah, but
And I don't think it was like that. I think that's recent, right? Okay. No, it was always like that?
Yeah.
Okay, because
like getting followed home on like the highway, like driving.
Yeah.
My window rolled down, stuck in traffic, like men on motorcycles, like
imagine.
stopping and then following me home off the, it was
That's scary.
That's in Europe too.
Yeah.
A bunch of my friends there would literally call or say something. It's like, I'm being followed.
Oh,
It's happened here also.
Yeah, it's horrible,
Yeah, it
but at
happened to
least
me
not
here
as much
too.
here, just because it's not really a walkable city, and it's not, you know what I mean? Like you don't get as much interaction with people as you should.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's horrible everywhere.
I love it though. I mean, all of this stuff.
Same.
I'm like, all of this stuff everywhere is bad, but I would live there.
Living, you know?
Yeah, I would even probably consider taking this to Lebanon, like
The
opening up.
it would succeed, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I've never seen anything like this in Lebanon.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't think they even know.
No, they do.
Okay.
I don't know how I found this. I think it's a group actually. I was scrolling through Instagram and it popped up on my For You page, my Explore page, and it was this girl tufting, and she had, I don't know, she had the background of like the mountains, and I was like, God, this looks so familiar. This looks like Lebanon. And I click on their page, and they're from Lebanon, and they're so good too. They're so talented. And so I followed them immediately. They do the cutest rugs too, but I don't know if people would necessarily have the money to pay for workshops to make rugs
I think
there.
they would. Of course, price adjustments would happen, but like I feel like people want to come in and do it themselves. I feel like it's a whole experience. That what's really makes the whole thing nice, and people appreciate it more when they actually do things with their
hands. Yeah.
We appreciate rugs in general. It's like a huge part of our home decoration.
And I feel like it's becoming international. Like rugs are a big thing. Even when I go to Western homes now, I see some of them have rugs on walls, and I'm like
Oriental rugs?
Oriental rugs. And I'm like, wow, because they travel, they see it, they know that it's a big thing from our culture, so they try to introduce it to their like homes, you know?
Yeah. It
It's
is
like-
so hard to explain to people my love and affinity for rugs. It sounds so silly, like it's just a rug.
Yeah.
But I love rugs so much. It's
It makes
feel like it
sense.
makes so
really
much
makes because you
sense.
see it all around you, you know,
Yeah.
as growing up as an Arab girl.
It
and-
elevates your, it's like the aesthetic, like being around something so beautiful, things that were passed down from your like great grandma had it in her
Exactly.
house. Now you have it. Like my favorite time of year in Lebanon was spring and fall,
Yeah.
because spring everyone's like rolling up their oriental rugs because, you know, they used it for winter to
My house
to
too, we use
Yeah.
it for
to
that.
insulate the house. So like
Same.
spring comes, it's time to roll it up and put it back in storage. So everyone would wash
And
it
they're
and hang it.
big.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they'd hang them on the balconies. So every time you're like strolling through the streets of
You'd
Beirut,
see.
it's
Yeah.
oriental
So
rugs hanging.
cute.
And it's
That's
just,
so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this aesthetic called? Like I want to
It's
hold
a
pictures.
vibe.
Be a name.
Yeah.
You know, back home, if we see a beautiful girl that doesn't, like in her 40s or 50s, and she doesn't look her age, we say she's a kashan, which I think it's an Iranian word
Yeah,
because
it
the
is. It
best
means a very-
rugs are Iranian,
Yeah.
which means that like,
An old rug.
yeah. How do you say it here? A MILF?
A
What
MILF?
is it?
A MILF?
A MILF?
Maybe.
MILF?
Yeah.
For
Oh, a MILF.
Yeah, like a
That is like
beautiful
a-
older,
yeah.
right? It's literally we have a
Yeah,
saying like
yeah,
we
true.
call the
Kashan.
the lady
It's like
on
an aged
the
wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It sounds so
Literally.
much
But
better
we
than
have
MILF.
appreciation for rugs.
What the? Oh my gosh.
Kashan. Yeah,
it's
so
a
you-
very big compliment. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally,
in
you
Iran,
are
it's
like
very
a
big.
kashan, like a rug.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you would never look old. You look
That's so
beautiful.
beautiful. I've
Yeah.
never heard of that,
It's nice,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
see
the
that's what I'm
Iranian-
talking
yeah.
about? It's like the poeticness
Yes.
of how you talk.
Yeah.
That's I
Honestly,
love it.
think
That's how
about
I
it.
talk too. And I feel like when I talk that way to people, like my friends, even my American friends, they're just like, "Wow, you're so romantic." I'm like, it's just how I talk. It's the culture.
Just like, oh, I'm already in love. I can't handle.
Yeah. And they're like, "Wow, it's so
I love
nice."
it though. I really
Yeah,
love it. Like
yeah.
I can express my feelings way more in Arabic
Yes.
than it is in English.
Yes.
Because how are you gonna say it in English? You are my eyes. You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in
You know, like
every other
doesn't
word
make
in
sense.
Iraqi is like my eyes, my
Yeah.
eyes, my eyes,
My life, my heart.
Yeah.
In Arabic, there's just so many different ways to say I love you,
Yes.
and it's yeah,
It's
I don't
hot,
know.
it's spicy.
It's spicy.
It's very
when,
spicy.
And when you say it
I'm
in
a lover
Arabic, you
girl.
feel it more
Yeah.
than it is in English. I don't know. It's just me, maybe.
The songs.
But I really do feel it from the bottom of my heart. If I'm saying it in English, I'm just, I love you, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's not like.
You know how
if
they
I-
say Spanish is a very romantic language,
Yeah.
but I feel like Arabic is very romantic as well.
Yeah.
To be honest,
It's as much
we use a
as-
lot of like soft words. You're right, we
Yeah.
do. Even
I
if
love
to
it.
strangers sometimes that you just met, if you were
Yeah.
trying to be nice
Taxi
and polite.
driver.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the best compliments, like taxi drivers in Lebanon.
compliments.
Yeah.
Like if
Like
you don't
the-
go outside and you don't hear a compliment, there's something going on.
Yeah.
Like the word is ending.
Yeah.
What's your favorite compliment in Arabic? And translate it, please. As in, like, if you're walking the street and some guy says something to you.
Oh, one time it was just ya nahle. That's it.
Ya
I feel like I can't forget that.
This is my Shut up.
I swear to
swear
God.
to God I was gonna say
Are you
أكيد
serious?
ماما نحلة عشان تيجي بالعسل ده كله. I swear I hate you.
That is so cute.
It's just the first
it's
thing that I really stuck with me and I remember, because other things I don't really remember, but this one is like, ooh, fresh.
Yeah.
This is scary.
But they use it a lot, but for me it wasn't like, it was my first time.
Yeah, yeah, because you
It
went
was in
back
Jordan
as an
for
older,
sure.
yeah.
And it was somebody with a bus.
It
He
was
just
a bus.
yelled it out. I was walking in the street. I still remember it.
Oh my God.
For me, it was an Egyptian worker in one of the apartments that were next to mine, and I was just walking. He was like the saying, which really means like your mom is a bee.
Yeah.
To have bring this honey,
Sweetness.
yeah, literally. It's so stupid, but it's literally
Oh
my
gosh.
favorite.
I
I'll tell you
remember.
one I hate.
Yeah.
And
She said, I hate them.
I'll tell you one that I
There are
hate.
some that are cringy.
No, they are.
There are some
and
cringy
annoying
ones.
as fucking very disrespectful, to be honest. Say it.
In Lebanon, like just men driving down like a drive-by with the windows rolled down. Shuya ashta, shuya ashta.
yeah.
I'm like,
It's like cream.
yeah,
Whipped
it's
cream.
like the
Whipped
fruit or
cream.
the fruit, the
is
ashta
it?
fruit. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what you like crab apple. I don't know what you call them in the
crab
U.S.
apple, okay.
But or sugar apple or something. It's like the ashta. It has like all the seeds in it, and it's like white.
Okay, that's what you
Yeah.
call. Okay,
Yeah.
I was thinking. We were thinking.
But they make the cream
actual
from the
dairy,
ashta.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
ashta.
I
That's also
thought this
ashta.
is exactly what it means.
Yeah, no, it's a
Yeah.
fruit too.
Oh,
So
okay.
they
I
try to
didn't
like
know
say
that.
ashta, you like sweetie pie. Like, ugh,
Yeah.
cringe.
Yeah.
You just ignore them
That
and
one.
move on with your life.
Yeah,
That's
you
all
really
that
do.
Yeah.
If I like it, I'm just like giggling a little bit. If I hate it,
Internally.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. Or I say something back. To be honest, I'm like, shut
Should
the
we
fuck up.
khara?
I'm literally like, shut the fuck up. And I just walk. I cannot just stay quiet if
Yeah.
someone is pissing me off, especially in the Middle East.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll turn around
Yeah.
and cuss you the
A lot
fuck
of
out
women
and
do
move
respond
on.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why people try, because sometimes they do get a response.
That
They
is
really
why.
do.
And
And
they
they
like
feel
it.
so good about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
you
They're
shouldn't
like,
because
I
I'm
got
cussing
this.
you
They
out.
like the response, even if it's
they enjoy
negative.
it.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid, but
Oh my gosh.
We
is
just
what
like
it
to
is.
entertain each other.
I know.
literally. Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fun.
So you never feel lonely in the streets.
You never do, trust me. You're always surrounded by people and family.
Watching
But
That
you.
makes it safe, to be honest.
It's so
it
much
reminded
fun,
me
yeah.
now that like the streets when they're busy and people do depend on walking in the Middle East a lot.
Yeah.
That's how my mom was. She went.
Healthier.
I was so under lock and key growing up here. Like I couldn't do a lot of things because my mom was so scared. Like you guys know, no sleepovers,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when we would go to Lebanon, I just remember, oh my God, like being 18, I was freshly 18, so I could go out in Lebanon. I mean, you can go out anyways
Yeah.
before 18, but
Just felt more adult.
yeah, and my mom never like cared. I was out till like 6, 7 in the morning. We'd go and get zata rouzet, which
Yeah.
is like our version of Denny's or IHOP,
So good.
basically. Yeah.
Don't compare.
Yeah,
She's not comparing.
She said that on
She's
this.
just saying they're open 24/7. That's
Yeah,
the only thing.
That's all. No
There's no
disrespect to
comparison.
zata
Denny's,
rouzet.
what
I
do
know,
you
no
mean?
disrespect. I meant the 24
It's like
hours.
a quick grab and go.
Yeah.
It's za'atar is oregano and zit is olive
Oil.
oil.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but she never cared. I would like walk in after a whole night out with like strangers I met on the beach, and she's like, "Hi, Habibi, did you have fun?" I'm like,
Exactly.
"Yeah."
Because people are, I feel like they're less evil.
Yeah,
it's more community based.
Yeah.
It's not that. There is
They-
evil everywhere, but it's more community based. Even if there is evil, they wouldn't approach you
They think about the
because they know
consequences,
that
yeah.
your cousin might be right next
door.
to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Your neighbor might be right there, you
True.
know, and
That's
you
so
will
true.
get protected
True.
with all costs.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter. People will protect you.
yeah,
So
So-
true.
yeah.
True.
I miss it.
I like
This is like my
community
daily
kind
conversation. I do not shut up about this ever.
It's
too,
fine.
don't
We,
worry.
we yeah, we do too. We talk.
Yeah.
We all talk about
Yeah.
this, and I think we should all do a trip
Yeah.
because we are sounding
Yes.
like
I want to go to Morocco.
Honestly,
I
I
would
want to go
love
to. So
everywhere in
bad.
the Middle East. Everywhere.
I-
Everywhere.
I-
Even if
Jordan.
it's like places that people hate. I'm just going to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Jordan 4 years. I've had
Yeah.
enough of
Of
Jordan.
Jordan.
It's beautiful,
I can
but
still
I've had
go.
enough.
I like Jordan a lot.
I've never
If I'm
been.
going to the beach, yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you been to Morocco?
no, and I would love to. I had a school trip that was planned, but COVID hit, and then we didn't get to go.
But you
Yeah.
went to
I went to Spain.
Cordoba or whatever?
Cordoba.
Cordoba. which is
Cordoba,
very
yeah,
similar-ish.
Cordoba and Granada is the south of Spain. Is
Yeah.
very similar, but it's still.
Of
I would
course,
prefer.
Morocco's
You know, I would love to
Morocco.
go to Morocco.
Yeah.
And,
You know how people here they talk about like going to Colombia for like boys trip, or like
Yeah.
girls talk about let's go to the Dominican
Yeah.
Republic for a girls trip.
Yeah.
You know, my friend in Lebanon was always trying to plan a trip to Morocco. And I guess like the equivalent of that is
Is Morocco
Morocco.
to
Like
us,
everyone
yeah.
goes
Okay.
to Morocco.
I had no
for-
idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had no idea
makes
either. Like
sense, though.
The
like
equivalent of that.
Yeah,
I
like
thought
the
maybe
beautiful
Egypt,
people.
Sharm el-Sheikh, things like that.
yeah.
But it makes sense to the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The food is like at a whole nother level. Not to say that every other
And it's
Arab
very,
country
very
is
rich
really good.
in
but
This isn't our
culture,
viral
too.
moment.
Yeah.
No, this-
Yeah. Could be.
yeah.
Anything is a possibility here.
Manifesting, yeah. But the food is different, the architecture is different, the whole vibe, the culture.
what I miss.
And it's a lot more, I feel like North African countries are a lot more open-minded than any other Arab countries in the Middle East.
True.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yes.
more opportunities.
I think
for
because
you
they see
to-
a lot of
Yeah.
more tourists.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
And it's very close to Europe too.
Yeah.
So that's why, yeah.
I love
Let's
it.
do it. Let's plan a trip.
I
Yes,
don't know.
I'm down.
Honestly, I'm down to Middle
I'm
East
very
at
down.
all times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just not now in the summer. Because like it's so
That would be
hot
the
there
best
now.
time.
Yeah.
But I think
For swimming and tanning.
I can live in 150 degrees weather. I think I was born
For the
to live in
heat.
that.
You
Yeah.
love it,
Yeah.
Like sometimes I get energy from heat, which people lose energy.
Yeah,
in
like
heat.
so
I'm
you get
I
goosebumps.
need the sun to actually live. But
To
like
activate.
Exactly, activate me. I need heat. Like I
Yeah.
don't mind the sweating 24 hours than being cold 24 hours. You
Yeah.
know, like
If I don't get sun too for a long time, I feel like I'm drained.
down.
Sad.
Drained.
Seasonal affective disorder. I'm just kidding.
That
The
Oh, it
psychology
definitely
coming
does.
through.
if that's a thing, then
Yeah.
yes, it definitely hit me. Because
Yeah.
one time in school, a whole semester, we had a classroom that had no windows except like a small one.
Oh my
Like
god.
prison.
Hated it. It was all light, like the blue light.
Oh no.
Hated
no.
my
It's like a
life during
hospital.
the entire time.
I said prison.
And we would literally plot and print pictures of nature and have it on the wall, acting like it's nature.
Oh
Like,
no, that's too
it was
much.
my friend's. It was
know.
Trisha's idea. We're just like let's just print
Brighten
it.
the
And
space
yeah,
a
I had a
little.
Barcelona picture, and I was just like, every time I
Wow.
feel depressed, I would just
Daydreaming.
look at it.
Oh,
Hated it.
Yeah, yeah.
this is school?
Yes, it was my last semester actually.
Oh,
My
okay,
remember
okay.
that musty ass
I
classroom at the edge? Yeah.
I remember that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I
It
used to
was-
go and visit her. Yeah.
It
In the
was-
classrooms, yeah.
Yeah,
It
because it
sounds
was
like
my
years ago,
Yeah.
but it was like just 2-3 years ago.
They actually just invited us to our reunion, 1 year reunion
that's so
party.
cute.
1 year?
Yeah,
because
there's
she's
a
an
lot of-
architect, so like they're very close.
Yeah.
like a
we-
small
we-
group of
yeah,
people.
so there are
You're
people
an
that I really miss
architect?
and I want
Yeah.
to see. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I graduated last year.
I heard being an architect is or going through the architectural program is probably harder or just as hard as going through like your medical
It's
degree. I heard it's so intense with the physics and
yeah, it's very hard. It's not even the physics or the actual courses. It's the physical work and the amount of lack of sleep that you get throughout the
Yeah.
entire 5 years. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy.
and it's all
Thank you very
self-taught.
much.
Like
That
they
is
go to class,
amazing.
yes,
Yeah.
they teach them, but like
They don't
to
really-
physically build things. She would teach herself,
Yeah.
and it takes hours to teach yourself. It takes
Yeah.
hours to execute.
or
the
the
project.
drafting. Nothing.
Yeah.
They don't teach us anything. They give us the program, the name of the program. We have something due in the morning at 9 a.m.
You have to figure
I
it
have to
out.
pull an all-nighter, figure out the program, draw
And there
it,
was no
print
chat
it,
GPT
have it
back
ready,
then.
and then I
like
have
the
to
blueprints and stuff?
everything, and I
Yeah.
have to be looking good, dressed
To
up
present
and
it.
ready, and not act like I'm sleep deprived at all.
Yeah,
Just so it's
Ugh.
crazy, but it's all gone.
that's probably
We
what my mom
finished.
wished I did.
Done.
What
Done.
is it?
I was always interested in psychology though.
Yeah.
I love
I
psychology.
took 3-4 classes of psychology because I was gonna do psychology, and then I was like, "Ooh, that's science. I'm out."
Yeah, no, I
can't
love
do science.
psychology.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can, you
So
literally can
nice.
use it every day. I to this day use psychology in all my relationships
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's
you
helpful.
know, it is very, very helpful understanding people and stuff.
And it makes you smart to read the room and read the temperature of
Yeah.
what's going on.
Does it overwhelm you though sometimes?
Yes.
Do you feel like you wish that you didn't learn as much so you don't overanalyze people all the time?
I do. I think I would always overanalyze,
Yeah.
so that's why this was probably the most perfect career
for you,
path.
yeah.
Yeah, but it is very exhausting because you read like people's body language a lot, or like maybe an expression on their face, and it just like shifts the whole vibe, and you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, maybe. But sometimes I am an overanalyzer for sure, very analytical. So yeah, I mean, but it still helps though. It still helps. For example, like all the studies we learned about, this is really interesting. So they found that when you go on a first date, if you're doing an activity that elevates your heart rate. So I don't know, like riding motorcycles or a roller coaster. Tufting.
Tufting. That's what I meant. Tufting.
Just something that elevates your heart rate. People mistake that for being in love because your heart is beating so fast. They've done studies about it. So they've done studies on a shaky bridge. And basically they found that the people on like the very, very shaky bridge were more interested in it was a lady handing out surveys or whatever. Oh, wow. They found that the people on the shaky bridge were more interested in like getting her number and talking to her than people on like a sturdy stone bridge. Wow. Because like they realized the elevated heart rate just kind of excites you more. So those are things that I always learned about. So if I would like go on let's say back then, if I like went on a date with someone that had a motorcycle and, it would like make me excited, I'd be like, no, that's just your heart rate.
That's an advice for people who are single and wanting to date. Try to do things.
Something adrenaline.
Yeah, exactly. Something that is moving your heart, basically. Yes. That's actually very interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
I feel like it's the energy. Yeah. Like, you have more life.
Yeah.
You probably give more energy out if your heart is beating,
I think it's your brain. Your brain tricks you into.
But wouldn't you want to do something chill to really know your true feelings toward that person?
Yeah. You would think.
But also if you live in an experience, it's
right?
completely different. I don't know.
To me it's like a dinner and let me know exactly if I really feel something towards you.
Yeah.
Or
for me it's really hard to do dinner. I don't do first dates anyway. For me it's like I rather walk, grab coffee. I don't like dates personally, but I feel like dinners are scary.
No,
because then you're just sitting there awkwardly.
What if you because like it's harder
what if you want to
open
leave?
Conversation with a stranger and you don't know anything about them or about their background. I don't know. It's
to me, I'm just talking from like my personality. I would never go on a date with someone that I don't already know.
Gotcha. Yeah. So
I have to already know
That's
you,
true.
and I have to already have some type of feeling for you to even consider dating. So to me, it's like it's that. But I agree with you. If you are dating on an app or you're dating like you saw somebody in a store or something and you guys plan it in a daytime.
Yeah.
Walking outside where there's a bunch of people, don't do stupid shit. So
the man or the bear,
like the bear, 100% the bear.
This is where it taught me that. I'm
like,
ooh,
I would take the bear at any moment, not the man. Hell no.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are naive till you get like into a situation and you're like, okay. No, like you cannot even be naive anymore.
Yeah,
we're here to learn.
know. Sometimes, do you ever feel like sometimes you could go back to your younger self and bestow this knowledge on your younger self?
Like teach myself?
Yeah.
Definitely, but I also would want to go through the things that I've been through because I learned so much from that.
Like, not me. Tell me everything. I love to know everything. Tell me everything.
I don't look back and regret. Sometimes I do, but every time I regret, I'm like deep inside it's a lesson. Like
you had to go through it. Everybody has to go through it.
And it all shapes you, no matter how you think about it. Every experience, whether it's good or bad, I feel like it shapes you so much.
True.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to add to our audience and your audience?
Come in and take a rug tufting workshop, please. Come
meditate
here. Support
Habibi Bazaar.
Just artists in general, but yes, also that, especially Middle Eastern artists, Swana artists specifically. I think that it is so important because there's so many Middle Eastern people I meet that come in for a date. Yeah. Or Swana people. I need to like get more used to saying Swana instead of Middle Eastern. But anyways, Middle Eastern people come in for a date and they're just shocked that I'm also Middle Eastern and they're just like, how do you do this? How could you do this? Like, how did you get here? And I think they're not used to seeing Middle Eastern artists.
Businesswomen.
I don't really know a lot of. I don't know
Entrepreneurs.
But
too
art,
many.
like business maybe, but art, it's very small.
I feel like it's very hard also in the Middle East to imagine artists.
I have so many
building
artist
a career,
friends.
but
Exactly.
we do have a lot of artists.
Yeah.
True.
We appreciate art, we do have,
Yes,
but
yeah.
to us, art never makes money.
Yeah.
That is one
So
thing
it's
that is
harder
so
for
embedded
people,
in the
yeah.
culture that it's impossible for you to make money and a business out of art.
But I feel
So
like
it's
it's
very
becoming more
inspiring.
normal now. Because I do see it more. Maybe it's my environment, but I do see it more. And I
Yeah.
feel like, yes, we do need to appreciate and support each other because it's a little bit hard anyway. Like, when no matter what business you have, it's already
True.
hard. People
Yeah.
need to support you in the smallest way possible.
Yeah.
True.
And so I want people to come in here, especially Middle Eastern people.
Yeah.
I want them to experience art.
I feel like
want
it's a
them to
way for
feel-
them to experience their culture.
Yeah, and feel comfortable. Like, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Come try out art, even if it's not something you want it to be like a career or something. But I think everyone having some kind of outlet like that is so important in life. It is probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, whether it's music, art, reading, any kind of thing like that, I think that it is very important. So I want to meet more Arab artists.
Yes.
I want to meet so many. I don't know of any in Houston. I would love to do like some kind of collaboration, maybe a party in the studio, have a DJ, have some food catered, make everything look really nice, and just have a vibe in here where we're all like here for each other.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. And if you are an artist and listening to this, drop your information somewhere. Either DM us, drop it somewhere in the comments, anywhere. So you can be contacted, especially if you're in Texas and Houston area.
Exactly.
So
and we'll
it's
put
easier.
we'll put your information and the location and all, everything, the Instagram.
Yeah.
So you guys can book your appointment.
Yes, and if I did it, you can
Of
do
course.
it too. So
Definitely.
if there's any like Arab artists out there wanting to pursue art, go for it. And if you don't
Then you
end
meet
up
some
where
people
you
through the way.
and if you don't end up where you want to be at, then that's okay, because you can just keep trying. You can push through it, or you can always just change careers. Honestly, I've changed careers. I changed from being pre-med to psychology and neuroscience to being an artist. So yeah,
I agree with you. I feel like just don't give up. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, sometimes even if you slow down, just don't give up. Just keep trying, keep doing things.
And it's
Get
important
on
to
the momentum.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it's important to have parents too, that like a good community
Environment,
behind
yes.
you.
I agree.
To support you.
Supporters.
Definitely.
They do play a huge part, because I don't know, like, sometimes if you feel bad energy from all the people that are close to you, you just lose interest. No matter how much interest you have, no matter how much passion you have, you need people energy. Like, heaven without people is kind of hell. So
Yeah.
But if you at
that.
some point, some people really don't have that support, and if you don't, you
I'll
just gotta
support
be
you.
your
Get it
own
from
support.
I'll support you.
Yeah, you gotta be your own support, and you have to find people around you
Yeah.
that change your circle.
Come
And
to
that's-
me and I will support you and hug you.
She'll give you
and-
sweet words.
Yes, words of encouragement.
Yes.
I'm here for you.
In the comments.
Yes.
You know what's
Let
up.
me know.
We're gonna put her page, so if you really need anything, just go to her page, ask her questions.
Please.
If
I'm
you-
always
Yeah.
open to questions.
honestly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
so
to
cute.
help.
We're so
Did you enjoy this?
I had so much fun.
Okay.
Oh my god! Honestly, went by so
At any
fast.
point nervous?
I was so nervous. I don't know if
When
she
we
told
started?
you. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I like calling her. I think I called you like twice, 3 times. Texted you. I'm nervous.
No, you called me once. She was telling me she's a little bit nervous, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Relax. We're gonna talk about random things.
Yeah,
you can talk
it's
about
so
whatever you want.
chill.
It's very chill.
Yeah.
it's chit chatting, and no, we barely felt time.
I know, it was a lot of fun. This
Yeah.
is. I felt like this was
Got
like.
this banat.
Yeah, it was like it
Girls
was.
chit chat.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
nice, like weightlifted kind of.
We're
fun.
I'm so glad that we had you on the podcast. We've been wanting to do this for a long time. And I'm very happy to meet you. And it was
I'm
a
so thankful
blast.
you accepted this invitation to be on our
course.
podcast. Very
There's no way I would have said no.
Thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Of course, thank you guys.
Bye, guys.
Mwah.
See you next.
See you next time.
Adios.
Subscribe.